Hi, this is Brittany with Reviewing Whirlwind. Today I'll be reviewing the Folios app. This app is only available for Android devices and you will only be able to download it on the Google Play Store. Let's go ahead and open it. This for me is just a transaction tracker. Everything is done manually, so in a sense, for me at least, it's kind of like a digital checkbook ledger. It has its uses. It's a little bit limited, but let's go ahead and explore some of the features here. So we are able to add a new folio, which helps keep track of accounts. Say for account name, we'll add this as savings. Oops, if I spell it correctly. And then, of course, before we can actually add it as a new account, we need a starting balance. Most savings accounts require like a $25 or $50 balance. Let's go ahead and get that created. And there you go. You see the savings account is right there. Now I already have a savings account added here. And so from here, let's go in and create some transactions. Okay, so let's add it as first income. Say a paycheck ago, we were ahead on our bills, so we deposit $200 in there to our savings account. Yay, let's start saving up for that family vacation. Here you can enter in the date, which last weekend was October, and we'll say it was October dash. We'll say it was the 24th. 10/24 deposit. There we go, deposit. And here's one of the cool things. You can add hashtags, which helps it to sort and categorize your transactions. So we'll say deposit. Deposit. There we go. Click the check mark and it adds it in. There's our household account. Those are just example transactions. And now our savings account has $250 after our 10/24 deposit of $200. We can create another transaction. Say the following week we had to borrow some money from here, say $50 to get an oil change on the car. Setting us back on our vacation, but no big deal. Say oil change. And here we'll just enter in the tag car for a car expense. Yeah, you can see I've used that tag before at least once. There we go. So we've got our tag entered in, we have our description, we have the amount, and this one's going to be set up as an expense. We'll enter that in, and now we're down to $200. So that was starting balance of $50, we had a deposit of $200, and then we had an oil change for $50. And you see it keeps a running total here underneath the Folios or account header and name. And you see up here, household, it's got a couple more transactions. If you want to view all transactions in the account, you can click on all transactions. It shows you the cash flow for this account up here at the top under income. And then it shows you each transaction as it comes through. I kind of wish that it would carry out the numbers to 2 decimal places instead of just one. It rounds off to the nearest one, except whenever there's an actual second digit there. So you see we've got tons of stuff here, plenty of deposits, incomes, or as it's listed here, and expenses. But say after looking through all this, I just want the transactions related to my car. How much is my car costing me? So we can go to our specific tag, type in car, and as long as you've been good with your tags with each expense, you should show up. You can click OK. And it shows at least one of them for the gas. The Rio gas was listed as a car expense, so it shows up whenever we add that filter. You can always go back by hitting the X. And you can also go through and edit transactions that you've added in before. Like you hit Sorrento gas, that one didn't show up whenever we were looking at car expenses, and it should. It's gas for a car. So to add that tag or take a look at it, we click on the three dots on the side. We see the number here for how much the transaction was. It's listed as an expense to the household account. There's the description, but there's no tags. So you click up there on the pencil icon, brings up the edit, and we can here add car as our tag descriptor. There we go, hit check mark to save. So it brings us back to the home screen. We'd have to click on all transactions, up here to the filter, by specific tag, we'll type in car. And now the filters are only applied to each specific account. It doesn't go and search all car tags across all accounts. So it is a little bit limited in that fashion. And it shows that I've spent theoretically $60 on gas. We also have the ability to export to a PDF. However, it's a premium feature and it does require a subscription. Not interested in that at the moment. So up there we hit the plus and it allows you to quickly add in a new transaction. Just going back. And that is this app in a nutshell. It keeps a running total on all of them. However, you have to manually enter in each transaction. So just like the old school checkbook ledgers. It's useful in that it'll help keep track of how much money is in one place as long as there's not a whole lot of activity on that account. Me, for example, I have a shared checking account with my husband. So there's way too many transactions to keep track of, way too much that's outside of my control. It'd be impossible to keep track of my checking account with this app. However, for example, if I were to have a gift card, like a prepaid Amazon.com gift card or a prepaid Visa gift card that my family is always getting me for Christmas, this app would be perfect for keeping track of it. I'd be able to put in my starting balance, keep track of each transaction as I use it to debit against that card balance, and that way I would know how much I have exactly on that card at all times without having to go online to check manually. For me, the biggest drawback is that it can't automatically pull transactions from bank accounts or credit card accounts. Mint.com is a website that I use that does that. It's a great site. You link your bank accounts to it and you keep track of all your total debts and assets. It's a much more comprehensive tool, but this one is great for just keeping track of specific accounts that don't have a whole lot of activity on it. Like, for example, my savings account, this would be great for it. There's not a whole lot of transactions on it. Each transaction comes from a specific source. It's very limited in its access and scope. So in that case, this would be perfect for keeping track of my savings account. Anyways, that is the Folios app in a nutshell. Overall, I rate it about 4 stars out of 5. Like I said, you can check it out on the Google Play Store. And so until next time, this is Brittany with Reviewing Whirlwind. Please stop by and check out my blog. That's reviewingwhirlwind.blogspot.com. I'll see you next time.